Hey, happy 420. It's 4:16 on April the 20th. I don't know if that catches. But we ain't there yet, so I got 6 minutes before I'm supposed to be celebrating, but I think we're gonna be a little late this year, me and the group of friends, but so I should, talk about the legalization of weed and how that's coming regardless of, whether it's coming today, tomorrow, 5 years, 10 years. It's coming legal a place near you soon. So realizing that it's coming, regardless, and realizing how, I don't want to talk about this. There are people much more experienced and taking care of that for me. So today we're going to talk about the Fulcrum. So the Fulcrum is the point in physics where the force kind of switches, or it's the most important part of the force. I wouldn't even know how to explain it. You could look it up on Wikipedia if you want like the scientific explanation, but the way I want to explain it is that it's the point where you want to put your focus to get the most output relative to the input you're putting in. So if you're talking about a machine, legit, let's talk about cooking. Okay, you're cooking something in a pan. The pasta is getting stuck to the bottom of the pan. If you're spinning it like at the top, it'll kind of eventually all unstick, but if you just go straight to the bottom where, let's say, from my point of view, like from my point of wanting to talk, I'll call that the fulcrum, or the layer where the shit's happening the most and the most efficient spot, you just have to rub the bottom of the pan like 2 times with your wooden spoon, and then everything else will kind of take care of itself and nothing will be stuck. In relationships or in work or in life things, it's the same thing. We tend to, when we talk, I find, kind of swim around the bullshit, walk around the bush, swim in the shallow ends. When if you really wanna, you can just go to the heart of the thing. You gotta be ready to say your heart of the thing, and then the other person will be living in, like, you will have brought the conversation to the fulcrum. That's probably the wrong word I'm using, but so when you take this physically in your real life, it changes the way you interact with it. I don't know if it's a peaceful state of mind, but if you focus on like what you're supposed to do and you let your intuition or your subconscious kind of guide you there, you'll feel that it's much easier and much calmer to interact from within this kind of zone of truth. If you enter that, you'll realize that you're still in the thing that you've always been in. You're just in it from a different state of consciousness, a different wavelength. But this wavelength is kind of what you are trying to get to when you're talking fast or agitated or whatever, and you're not being as efficient. If you let yourself get into your zone, then you will get more output for your input. I think this is a physical truth, and the reason why I compare it to relationships and talking and conversations is because that's all physics in the end, and our minds are physical and our thoughts are physical, and our interactions with our mind and our reality is a 100% physical thing. We just are pretty far away from it, unfortunately, in scientific terms, to properly define the physicality of a thought. Okay, I think I made it. 3 minutes and a half. Sorry, I don't have overall J to celebrate, but right now, millions of people across the Eastern time zone are lighting a J and entering a new state of consciousness. So to that, I salute you, and I say to many more, and hopefully in a couple of years, we won't have to do it illegally.